Hi everyone, this is Patty from I Can't Wait, a VSG Journey. This is my first video, and at the request of some other VSG and weight loss surgery patients, I decided to make my own YouTube channel so that I could get some love and some support from the rest of you in the VSG and weight loss community. Let's run the numbers first, I guess. I am 59 years old. I'm 5'3.5", and I am post-op. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. And I'm post-op about 5.5 months. I currently weigh 201.2 pounds. My highest weight was in 2005 when I was 286 pounds, but I don't really count this because it's been so many years. My pre-op diet weight was 265.0, and my current weight is 201.2, which is a total loss of, I can't see without my glasses, 63.8 pounds. I'm a slow loser, I think partially because I'm older and partially because I have no thyroid or uterus or ovaries. So I guess that kind of gives you an indication of how many surgeries I've had in my life, quite a few. I think that's all I need to say about the numbers and stats. Like I said, I'm 59 years old. I'm married. I have 2 adult children. My son is 31. My daughter is 28, soon to be 29. And I have 3 beautiful, gorgeous grandchildren that I love with all my heart. I'm going to go into the reasons why I had VSG surgery in the first place. I was about 5 years old when I realized that I had a weird and strange relationship with food. My earliest and fondest memories are those in which I went to my grandparents' house, and when my parents traveled, they traveled a lot, so I was with my grandparents a lot. And when I stayed with my grandparents, that meant unlimited chocolate milkshakes, BLTs, and M&Ms. So I was a happy camper whenever I went there. And that's why I looked forward to going there so much, beside the fact that I love my grandparents. I believe my first diet is when I was 12 years old. And what I did was starve, basically. I thought the less you ate, the less you'd weigh. And we all know how that turns out. I was first aware that I was bigger than a lot of girls my age when I was in 6th or 7th grade. I did really well. I had good grades. I had a lot of friends, but all those friends were tiny toothpicks, and I erroneously compared myself to them. I was more of the norm, and they were more of the freaks because they were so tiny. I mean, talking 85 pounds in 7th grade. So I was more normal, and they were the ones that were more on the extra thin side, I guess you'd say. So I always compared myself to them and thought I was just this huge ox. So that started me off on my dieting saga, which would last until April 17th of this year, which I forgot to say I had my VSG surgery on April 17th to April 19th, 2017 in Tijuana, Mexico with Dr. Mario Almanza of Weight Loss Agents. I'll get the stats right next time. I started smoking as a child of the 60s and 70s. I started smoking when I was 16 years old, and I pretty much controlled my weight through smoking for many years until I was about 36 years old. I would gain weight and then I would lose weight. I would gain, I would lose. I was the textbook example of yo-yo dieter. I always gained a lot of weight with my two pregnancies. I mean, 75, 80 pounds, ridiculous. And I got up to over 200 pounds with both of my pregnancies. And I was horrified. I just thought, oh my gosh, how in the world can this possibly happen? I mean, I thought I had control of my life, but I don't have control when it comes to eating. I'm a compulsive overeater, I found out, and I'm a carb addict, and I have been my whole life. But it wasn't until about 15 years ago that I realized there was a name to what was wrong with me, or what I thought was wrong with me. And I read every book in the world about eating and compulsive eating and dieting and what to eat, what not to eat, etc., etc. And as a consequence, I've been on every single diet known to mankind twice, at least. So when I was 36 years old, I decided to quit smoking, which was brilliant for my health, but not so brilliant for my weight, because from there, I think I weighed around 220, and I eventually got up to 286 pounds, which was so horrifying. I couldn't even stand it. My husband and I went with our best friends to Telluride, Colorado. And for those of you who don't know, the elevation is somewhere between 8,000 and 9,000 feet. And when we went there, I literally could not breathe. And it freaked me out big time. We tried to walk all over town and see the shops and, do all the fun touristy things, but I could barely walk, and everyone was constantly waiting on me. And even though that was a lot of years ago, it put into place the fact that I needed a permanent solution, and that a solution and diets just didn't work for me. My friend who went with me to Telluride had a gastric bypass in, 1999, and she lost all of her weight. I mean, I don't know. I think she lost like 125 pounds, something like that. And I was so impressed with her that she was able to do that. But I was scared to death that, that to have that kind of surgery myself, gastric bypass, just scared the crap out of me with what they do to you. So I struggled for the last 20 years on my own, losing and gaining the same 50 pounds at least 5 or 6 times. It wasn't until last year or late 2016 that I started investigating the VSG, or gastric sleeve process. And I just had a sense of peace come over me that that was the right thing to do, and that I should do it for my health, number one. And of course, I want to be thinner to look better, but my main motivation was my health. And unbelievably, my husband was on board with it. So we had to sell a vehicle in order to raise the money to get my surgery done. But it was so worth it, and I would do it over again every month if I had to. I had a relatively easy time with my surgery. In Tijuana, at least at the hospital that I was at, they give you pain medication in your IV, which you have for 3 days. And the IV was removed on the 4th day, I believe, and my drain was pulled, and I really didn't have any pain after that. I had no GERD. I had no pain. I had a good surgery and a good recovery, and I feel really bad for those of you who have those issues, but I was one of the lucky ones. I haven't even had any hair loss, which is bizarre because I have such fine, thin hair. So I'm very, very grateful for that, and I'm grateful for the blessing of a VSG surgery in my life, because although I've only lost 60-something pounds, almost 64 pounds, I can move so much better. I can play with my grandkids. I can change my grandson's diaper on the floor like a normal person. I can get up from the floor. I can go on walks. I can hike. I don't feel embarrassed to socialize and see friends. So far, it's just really, really changed my life for the better, and I'd do it over again in a heartbeat. So I've really loved all of the videos I've watched on YouTube about VSG and weight loss surgery, and they have helped me so stinking much. And I'm kind of late to the game, I guess, making videos and watching YouTube videos about VSG and weight loss surgery. But I just really was searching for some support and for some people who understood what I'm going through right now. And I found it on YouTube, and I want to keep finding more. I love all of your videos and all of your information and help and support. And I just wanted to do the same thing. Maybe something I have to say resonates with someone else, even if it's just one person. But mainly it's selfishly motivated. I want support, and I get it from you guys in the VSG YouTube community. So thank you so very much. I know I've rambled on a bit, and this video is kind of long. If you're still with me, thank you so much. I would love it if you would like or subscribe to my videos. I'm going to be trying to make them as often as I can. So anyway, I thank you again, and I love you all in the VSG community, weight loss community. So thanks so much. Bye-bye.